Hello, my loves. Welcome to the Purpose Show podcast. We are live on YouTube. So excited about this new setup. It's been going so well. It's really, really fun to just have you guys here with me, have us be live, be having a conversation, and also be getting the podcast recorded at the same time. Um, I'm really looking forward to doing this episode. This episode is actually based off of a talk that I gave for Chris and Lori Harder's mastermind. Um, I really love them. I love their audience. They run a couple of masterminds on an ongoing basis, and I highly recommend their podcasts, their coaching, their masterminds, everything. But their audience loved this conversation so much, and I didn't not want you to hear it too. And it's been a couple of years since I did this, so I figure let's bring it to the podcast and have this conversation here. Okay, before we get into the content, let's talk about those of you who have a business, moms that are raising families, running businesses, growing a dream at the same time. Why are you not in CEO club? Okay. I this is what I saw and this is what I wanted. There is a huge gap in the market for, first of all, moms running businesses. Okay. I think a lot of people just don't understand us. They don't understand that it is different. It is just harder. I don't care what anyone says. I will fight to the death on that fact. Oops, my phone alarm went off. Running a business and raising a family at the same time is just a different level of difficult. Okay. And I think that people don't really know what to do with us. So we're not often spoken to. And so there's all this business advice that just feels really unrealistic, that feels like, well, yeah, that would be nice if I had all the time in the day, or I didn't have to be interrupted 1,000 times, or I didn't only have a short window of time to work before the baby wakes up from the nap, or, the kids get home from school or whatever. So I, of course, am passionate about filling that gap. But then also there's another gap where I think a lot of people in the business coaching space don't view the baby entrepreneurs, like the newbies, the toddler entrepreneurs, like the people that are really just starting out. I don't think they view it as a very lucrative space. So they tend to focus on high ticket, like where all the big money is. And there's just this gap for baby entrepreneurs and really baby mompreneurs. And so I really wanted to create a space that was a mastermind, which is typically reserved for people that are a little bit further along in their business journey, for women who are raising families, growing businesses at the same time, and need that connection. They want that collaboration. They want to learn. They want to grow. They want a safe space to ask questions in an environment that is growth minded, that is conducive to their evolving as a person and as a business owner, and where it's safe to ask, those silly little questions and get all the like beginning basic stuff answered for you. And those who are like more in the toddler, early adolescent business phase, if you're comparing it to a kid, right? And are just wanting to grow, scale, expand, where moms in all phases of raising their kids and all phases of their business can come and mastermind, where I'm the coach. We can do co-working calls, we can network, we're elevating ourselves and we're elevating our businesses. And that is what CEO Club is. It is a mastermind for mompreneurs, and it's only $99 a month. Literally amazing. Something like this just does not exist outside of this space. I am incredibly proud of everything in here. There's a bank of resources. There's coaching with me, there's live streams, there's master classes, there's content, there's trainings. Basically, we're creating these little mini courses that you would have had to buy separately. And they're all in CEO Club. You also get full access to Becoming Her Collective, which is my lifestyle membership, for free every single month. So you get life and business all together for $99 a month. Please come and join us. It is an incredible space. All you need to do is go to alicasaza.com/collective and select CEO Club when you go to join. You will instantly become a member, and you will get access to the entire resource bank, all the classes I've taught so far on the lifestyle side and the business side, all the conversations we've been having. You get access to all of it immediately. I am so excited to see you in there. I'll see you in there. All right. Let's get into this conversation. So really quickly, briefly, my business story. I started my business when Emmett, my youngest, was a year old. He was nursing. He was not sleeping through the night ever. He's really my only kid that just did not seem to need sleep. I was exhausted, sleep deprived. On top of nursing him and having him, I also had the other three kids who were all toddlers. They were all 4 and under, or I think Bella was like barely 5, my oldest. So it was just a lot. Brian was working for the large company. It was like a cable company that had moved us out to Arkansas, away from all of our friends and family and connections. We didn't have anyone nearby that we knew or trusted to like help, or any communities to like find like a mommy's helper or anything for me to make this easier. So I resorted to getting up at like 4 a.m. every day, working on my business for a few hours before Brian would go to work, and then like really just sitting on the floor with the kids, working on my laptop, training my neurodivergent brain to focus in and get things done, even in the craziness and chaos of that time. I would work late at night. It wasn't healthy, but it is what I chose to do. And I felt like it was what I needed to do because we were in such a bad financial position. I've talked about, having to choose between tampons and toothpaste and not being able to afford both. And, having to go to the food bank sometimes when Brian's job like cut hours. And like, it was just a really, really hard time. So that's the environment I started my business in. Now, my business was based on my story, my motherhood story, and really just about, at this point, I was very, very niche down to minimalism. And that had been my experience. You guys know the story. I was extremely overwhelmed before Emmett wasn't in the picture yet. I had just had Hudson. Um, and so I was, overwhelmed, depressed, not wanting to be a mom anymore, feeling super guilty about that. And had that realization that like all I do is clean up shit we don't even need. Like, what if we just didn't have this shit in the way? And started decluttering. And of course, this was all way before minimalism was like a trend. There were no documentaries on Netflix about this. There wasn't books about it trending. Like it just wasn't at that point yet. And so I started my business about that. So I was living out this life of space and decluttered, and I really like my home really didn't require much of me. I was able to like give most of my energy to the kids and the business, and that helped tremendously. So I was creating a course, creating a business, creating a brand about that. Now, fast forward to today, the dreams that I have made happen in the last several years. My business is reaching nearly every country. Revenue is multi millions. My podcast has had one episode a week aired up until recently when I just increased to 2 episodes a week. We are at nearly 11 million downloads for this podcast. I have created so many jobs. I have been able to give to the fight against human trafficking, which is something I'm very passionate about. My kids are older now. My oldest is 14 at the time that I'm recording this. My youngest is 9. They're a part of my business. They're all involved. We all help. They're on payroll. They're learning to run a business. They're watching me. They're helping. They help me create content. They're seeing behind the scenes. So far, all of them but one wants to be an entrepreneur, and that's perfectly okay. I don't care if they are or aren't. I only want them to be happy. But I say that because it's igniting something in them. It's showing them what's possible, and it's getting them excited about those possibilities. And 3 of them are translating that into, I want to do something like this. I landed my dream book deal with HarperCollins, which was my dream publisher. I got a 4-book deal, was almost a 7-figure book deal. My first book, I wanted to get it in Target, which is incredibly, incredibly difficult. And Target at first said no, but I rallied my community and we got it. We sold so many pre-orders. We sold above the insanely high minimum to get the book, to get Target to come back and say yes. They did say yes. My book was in Target. It is still in many Targets across the US. It was a #1 bestseller everywhere, everywhere. And let me say this. As a mom of four who has home educated my kids for most of their lives, them going to school is like they just went for the first time last year. Homeschooling the kids, running this business, growing a community that's loyal and showing up for them, showing up on social media, launching the membership, creating let me say that again, launching my membership, creating over 25 courses, creating programs, intensives, master classes, webinars, like all kinds of avenues for women to learn how to live lighter in every area of their lives, going from being niche down to minimalism to expanding into this life coach with multiple certifications, with a trademarked method that I teach women. There is no way that I could have created this life and created this business with four kids who I homeschooled and traveled with most of their lives, living the way most people do. I'm telling you right now, there is absolutely no way. If you want different results than what other people are doing and what they're getting, you have to do different things. You have to make space to make things happen. You can't just keep stacking things and stacking tasks and adding burdens on yourself, on your calendar, on your family, and on your life, and then expect to get anywhere. It's like having a backpack full of rocks, like big, heavy, chunky rocks in your backpack. And then you're walking uphill while you're holding your kids' hands and trying to keep them happy, make sure they're entertained. Like it's impossible. You cannot make your dreams happen if you don't have any space to. I think that we sometimes think like, oh, I'm just like Superman. Like I can just handle everything. I can handle a little more. Well, like I'll just get up earlier, or I'll just stay up later, or like I could figure it out. We don't delegate because delegating is pretty abnormal. It's very normalized to have a partner or a spouse in your life that it's just like they're weaponizing their incompetence. They are not able to do anything. They're not able to help with anything. It's ridiculous. People joke about it, but it's actually not funny at all. It's borderline abusive, if you ask me. It's not okay. We are supposed to be a team. We need to normalize teamwork. We need to normalize being able to care for your own kids, whether you are the mother or the father. Um, we need to normalize sharing the load and not having the mom be everything to everyone all the time and be expected to do so perfectly. It's toxic. And I think we just are, it's been so normalized. We just kind of assume like, I want to also start a business and like fulfill my dreams. And I don't want to wait till the kids are grown. So I'm just going to do it all now. And we just take more on. I also think there's a lot of victim mentality in the world, definitely in the entrepreneur community, although not usually in the successful entrepreneur community because that mentality will not make you successful. But it's almost like this vibe of like, well, it's hard to do this because my kids. Well, it's hard because I'm just like so busy. Well, I can't find time to do what my business needs at the same time as like running my life and my house. And well, this, I have this, issue and this special needs here, and my husband's deployed and all of it. Like, yes, but you have to decide what you want. And you have to look at the hand you've been dealt and decide if now is the time or if you are going to allow the circumstances to make you wait. People want the results, but they don't want to do the hard work to get there. And part of doing the work is working with the life you've got. It's the hard truth is working with the hand you've been dealt and life hacking your own life. The hand that I was dealt, while it was privileged in many ways, was also incredibly difficult in many ways. I know I had a more difficult start than a lot of people, but I didn't let that be a woe is me situation. I didn't let that hold me back. I didn't even let that pause me. I life hacked my situation. I got rid of all the excess shit in my house. I simplified down to the bones because I don't have time to have extra things because extra things take up space. And what takes up your space takes up your time and takes energy from you in some way, shape, or form. And I am not about it. I don't have time for that. I have four little kids at this time. My partner, my husband, is gone trying to make ends meet. He's not able to do it because of lots of different situations and scenarios outside of our control for some of them. Like it was a lot, but I figured it out. Something had to give. And some things that I chose to give like were like my health, and I wouldn't make that choice again. It could have gone from somewhere else, but I did the best I could and I made it. And now that I'm here, I'm like, okay, let's reformat this. What's going to be healthier for me? I'm always evolving and always shifting. And that's what you have to do. The biggest, most effective, and most quickly effective life hack you can use to get ahead and to get where you want to go, to make your business a success, to have time and space and energy to work on your business and still be a present mother, is to simplify, declutter, get shit out of your way. Look at the everyday mundane things taking up your time and your energy. Just because something is normal, quote unquote, to spend time on doesn't mean it's worth your time. You have to look. Like I had to look at myself, my life, my kids' ages, my crazy wild goals, and how quickly I needed to meet those goals so that we wouldn't be not okay anymore, so that I could get toothpaste and tampons, so that I could pay our rent and not have another car repossessed, not have to go to the fucking food bank and be humiliated. Like, no, no more. And for me to get to where I wanted to go, I had to wildly simplify. I was in a position that my friends weren't in. I was in a situation that was extremely uncomfortable that I didn't want to be in anymore. And I had goals that my friends didn't have. So not only did I have higher goals than people that I was around, I was also in a much worse situation than them. So I had a lot to do and a long way to go. I did not have the luxury of having a house that works the way everyone else's does, having stuff everywhere. I, first of all, sold a lot of our stuff to make money, to make ends meet, and to get it out of my way so that my house did not require constant pickup, did not require constant cleaning. And all of my extra minutes, I was creating literally extra minutes by decluttering, getting shit out of my way. And then all of those minutes could go to my business, to my goals, to my kids, to my dreams. You have to look at where you're at, who you are, your kids, your family, your lifestyle, what is required of you, what is enough for you to get by and be a healthy person and a healthy mom, what is required, and see where you can cut that back. If you want to get somewhere further and you want to get ahead, you have to make hard decisions. Just because something is normal to spend time on doesn't mean it should be normal for you or that it's worth your time, because you are different. You have different goals. And it definitely doesn't mean being complacent and allowing so many everyday things to pull at you constantly. It's not going to help get you where you want to go. You're not bad at this. You're not doing a bad job. You are just expecting yourself to live in a normal house with a normal amount of things, running everything the normal way everyone else does, and then still have an extraordinary relationship with your kids and an extraordinary life and extraordinary business and extraordinary results. I got here because I cut back, I made decisions, and I prioritized where I wanted to go. Decluttering your life and decluttering your mind will literally create space and energy for you to do what you really want to do and make your dreams happen. Everyone's always talking about how to make things happen. Like, just get up and make it happen, girl. But deeper than that, it is so hard for people to make the things happen that make their dreams happen because their regular daily life is so overwhelming. They are starting out stretched so fucking thin. There's no space for them to do more. So they can't. So they wait for the kids to grow and they build resentment and they're unfulfilled and they're not happy and they're not showing their kids what a happy mom looks like. Life is pulling at them instead of supporting them. And they're the ones that set it up that way, but they complain about it. We need to take a step back. We need to own our shit and we need to clean it up. So if you struggle with balancing life and business, you're already simplifying starting your business by getting support here from the show, right? With me. But there's probably a lot you can be doing to make your life, meaning like everything, home, mind, mentality, you as a person, your schedule, your routines, etc., that you're not doing that's actually making starting the business, getting the business up and running, growing that community, being consistent on social media, blah, 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 much harder on you. So the good news is you are in control of a ton. You are fully in control of your life. You are in control of so much. You have probably just been giving up your power a bit, and we're going to stop that today. You are in control of so much. If there is something that you can do to make life better, happier, start, running your business, making that easier, don't you want to do it? I'm going to help you do it in areas that you maybe wouldn't expect to work on in order to make your business more successful. Nobody thinks I want to start a successful business. I want to grow my business and then looks at their house. And that's a mistake. And I'm going to show you why and tell you what to do. Hold on one second, babes. I'm just going to make a note for myself. Okay. So let's get into the how. We can get really practical and make space for you to implement what you want to implement. Maybe you're in a mastermind, maybe you're in CEO club, maybe you're in a business program and you're learning a lot, but you just feel like you don't have time to implement. Let's make time. When you declutter, you literally give yourself more time. You give yourself physical space, you give yourself time, and you give yourself more energy. You need that. You need every bit you can get. So let's create it. All right, so let's start with the mind. Let's declutter your mind. So, literally decluttering your mind. Biggest hack I have for you here is to make your phone your bitch. Make it work for you. Quiet the noise, quiet the notifications. I do not have any notifications that make a noise on my phone unless it's an alarm or a reminder, which went off at the start of this recording. I have little reminders, little alerts that go off, not blasting and annoying and fucking up my central nervous system, but just little reminders of hey, get up, stretch your legs, go for a walk, be grateful for 3 things right now. Don't forget to check Voxer, check on your mastermind babes, little things, because I have ADHD and I like my phone to work for me. And that is my phone working for me. So I have those alerts on. I don't even have text alerts on. The only text message that will alert me is my kids. My older 2 kids have kid phones where they can, get a hold of me. It will do a really weird vibration or make a noise if I have the sound on if they reach out to me. That's it. Other texts just go and sit, the little red bubble icon, and I check them when I check them. And sometimes I don't even respond. If something is going to take a lot of time and energy, and it's just not for me, someone's emergency is not my emergency, someone is asking me for something and I just don't have the energy to give it, I will not respond for days, weeks, or ever. And I'm not ashamed to say that. I'm not embarrassed. I don't feel rude. Just because you have digits that can get a hold of me whenever you want doesn't mean that I'm going to stop and respond and give you my energy. I am over here running a company. I have big goals. I'm just getting started. My kids are older, but they're still a priority and they still require a lot from me. That's not even counting my relationship, taking care of my body. I have a lot going on. You do not get to have my digits and expect me to drop everything and respond to you or tell you something or call you back or whatever. No. All of my apps the notifications are off. I check things when I log into that app. I check my email when I log into my email. I check text when I check my text a couple times a day. But the phone is not alerting me and pulling my attention away. This way, I can just focus. You can also just put your phone on do not disturb. I don't like to do that because I do want calls to be able to come through. If the school calls me, my kid is sick, whatever. I want calls to come through. I put my phone on do not disturb when I'm recording content, it's on do not disturb right now, but that's it. I make my phone work for me. It does not get to interrupt me. Also, designating space, a space for random thoughts, brain dumps, content ideas, so on and so on in your phone. I use my notes app. A lot of people don't like it. Use something else. There's Evernote. There's lots of options, but I have my notes app for like funny memories that I don't want to forget. Content brainstorms, random ideas. Like I have pinned notes in order, like random, miscellaneous, content ideas, whatever. Then when I go and I'm like, okay, it's time for me, it's on my calendar for today to outline podcast episodes. I can go in the content idea note, see what came up while I was driving, while I was in the shower, whatever, and I can pull from there and create the content. My phone is a tool. Okay. All right. Now let's talk about spiritually decluttering your mind. This is all about creating space, right? So the first way we create space, and it's going to be annoying, and I don't care because it's important. I don't care how overstated this is. It is overstated and under practiced, like many good things, and that is meditation. I am a neurodivergent girly. I have ADHD. It's pretty severe. Um, just 5 to 10 minutes a day makes a huge difference. I personally have really focused on this practice for myself and in my life and have gotten myself to where I can listen to a guided meditation and I can meditate for like 45 minutes to an hour. I'm incredibly proud of that. I don't do it every day. I go through spurts where like I do meditate every day, but I don't do that long every day. And I go through spurts where I'll challenge myself to do like a 45-minute Joe Dispenza meditation or something like every day for 30 days. It always makes a huge impact in my life. I really should just live like that. But I'm also realistic, right? Meditation is so interesting because it's so counter how you're feeling. You feel like I've got these kids, I'm running this business, I've got big goals, I got to go, 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 go. But crazily enough, to pause is the most productive thing ever. The downloads I get when I'm meditating, the ideas that hit me after I'm done meditating. Something just fell like off of my eye into my lap. Okay, we're good. Gonna move on. The ideas that I get after I'm done meditating because I created space and I was able to just be calm for a little bit. I get ideas, I get downloads, I get epiphanies, I get like I don't know why, but I feel like I just need to reach out to this girl and just see like how she's doing, how her business is going. And then a collaboration happens that totally takes me to the next level in my business, or gives me an idea that I never had because I was talking to her about it. 5 to 10 minutes a day. Use the Calm app, the Headspace app, do a Joe Dispenza meditation. You can find them on YouTube, whatever. Try active meditation if you struggle with meditating. Active meditation is like breath work, like focusing on your breath or lighting a candle and staring at the flame, or go for a walking meditation. Just no headphones, no sound, just listen to nature and just be in your body in silence and move. Meditate in the shower. I like to get in the shower and just watch the water hit my hands. That's meditating. Don't put off creating stillness. It is the most productive thing you can do. I'm telling you. Just start with 5 minutes a day. All right, pause really quick, my loves. I need to do something. Okay, apologies. Let me take a sip of this and then we'll get back to it. Okay. Spiritually decluttering your mind also looks like protecting your mental energy like fiercely. Okay. Guard who you spend your time with. You do not owe anybody anything. You do not owe anybody like having to still show up somewhere and hang out with them just because you always have or you don't want to have the awkward conversation when your goals have, excuse me, your goals have changed. You have changed. You're on a different path. You're focused on other things. You're allowed to evolve and pull back. It's okay. Be careful who you spend your time with. And when you are spending your time with someone, be very self aware. Notice how you feel. Notice if you feel drained. Like, pay attention to what your body is telling you. It is okay to not text back. It is okay to let people know that you're busy, even if the busyness is just busy protecting your energy, which is literally your currency. So it's kind of important. Getting sucked into gossip, drama, whatever is not good for you. It is hard to go from that to being creative, marketing yourself, generating revenue, being a magnetic match for money. Stay in the energy that you want to attract. This keeps a decluttered mind. Okay. Create space for ideas to flow. Make a regular appointment for space by yourself. For me, this is usually a long walk, about an hour, hour and a half walk, like once a week. I walk pretty much every day, but it's very short. But once a week, an hour, hour and a half walk, quiet. Sometimes if I want headphones in, I will bring my man with me so that I can feel safe. Female problems, right? Put my headphones in and just listen to music and just be. There's just space. Baths, solo drives. This is time for me. And it's the most lucrative thing I do. Ideas flow. I get tons of ideas and downloads. Don't overstuff your calendar. Create space for inspiration to hit. Create space for you to just be with your kids and with your life, with yourself, and get ideas about your business and get ideas and just get rest so that you can continue to stay inspired and have energy to work. Leave space for space. That's a decluttered mind. This is everything. Okay. Decluttering your home. Let's shift into this. Okay. Okay. Your brain literally gets clogged, like backed up like a gross drain with tons of hair in it. Okay. By physical clutter. I want you to think about that. Like every post-it note, every sock, every laundry piece of laundry, every toy, everything is clogging your brain when it's in the way. Clear the clutter, get it out. What takes up your space takes up your time and requires energy from you. The UCLA cortisol test. Cortisol is the stress hormone. UCLA found that too much cortisol in women was linked to all kinds of illnesses, mental health issues, and general decline. And that for women, cortisol levels were directly linked to the amount of clutter in their homes. The Princeton study, 40% less housework if you just didn't have clutter. That's a lot. I know that this seems trivial and can feel like very unimportant or very surface, but this is the kind of stuff that is high level. The way that people who get big shit done and make huge things happen, this is the kind of stuff that they worry about and focus on. They streamline it. They get simplified. They make everything support them when everyone else's everything is working against them. And that's why they're not winning. This is why, some of the greatest, most successful people in history wear the same thing every day. I'm not doing that, but some of them do it. They're simplifying their minds. They're simplifying the decisions they have to make. They're simplifying what is required of them and what is pulling at them. Meanwhile, you're out here acting basic, acting like you're not special, acting like you don't have these big goals and not making everything work for you and expecting yourself to accomplish great things. And you can't because you're not treating yourself like you're great. These are the kinds of things that are the difference makers. Act different. Your home should be set up differently because you are great and you have goals. Start small, like make it a part of your week and a part of who you are as a person. So it's not a chore. If you're wiping things down and cleaning things up and you see like a cluttered drawer, just get in there and throw shit out. And like, as an example, a healthy person who is just embodying health, is just a healthy person living a healthy lifestyle. They're automatically going to choose the dish at the restaurant that's going to make them feel good and aligns with their healthiness, right? It's not like, oh, what should I order? Oh God, I just really want pizza, but I'm going to make myself. No, like this is just the way they live. You have to get to a place where you are so set on making it that you're determined. You energetically just don't vibe with clutter. That shit gets in your way and you are unavailable for that. It's taking time away from your family, yourself, your business, your goals, your dream life. And you are embodying the next level version of yourself. And she doesn't fuck with clutter. Everything works for her. She is the queen and everything works for her. And if it doesn't, she cuts it out. Your space needs to support you. Set the intention for your home and remove anything and everything that doesn't align with that. Third and final section here is declutter your life. Declutter your life. It's heavy. It's clogging your brain just like physical clutter does. Your schedule. Is there physically enough space on your schedule for anything else? Is there literally enough space for you to accomplish what you say you want to accomplish? If a stranger was going to look at your calendar and judge what your priorities are based on what's on it, what would they see? Does your calendar even represent a woman with big business goals? Or are you still in the flow of feeling guilty and trying to make sure that your work doesn't affect anyone else, and you're still like taking the kids to all these different activities and struggling to get by, struggling to make things happen? You're not showing up consistently on social media. You're not treating your shit like a business. You're still in hobby mode, so you're getting hobby results, and then you're complaining about it and, oh, it's so hard, everyone else must just be lucky. No, we're out here not treating it like a fucking hobby. Like, the tough love, babe, is like, you've got to make adjustments. You've got to. And like, don't give yourself an option. Don't give yourself any other option but to win. And winners adjust. They adjust everything around them to set themselves up for success. This is often like a worthiness issue, a self-love issue. Like, you've got to love yourself enough to prioritize yourself and the life you want to create. Having a business is one of the best things I ever did for my kids. I no longer feel guilty for working. I no longer feel guilty for prioritizing this. You have to have a sense of worthiness enough that like you have a desire to reach a goal, you have a desire to create something, so you're worthy of that. Why are you like cluttering your house and cluttering your schedule and working against yourself? You're allowed to rearrange everyone's schedule to fit you meeting your goals. You meeting your goals is going to be a better financial reality for your family, whether you need it or not. You having this desire gets to take up space in your family. Look at where you can automate and delegate. Okay, let's talk about each of these. Automate. Automation looks like routines and rhythms. Okay, this is what I teach in Unburdened. These are things that like have to get done in your personal life and in your home in order for things to function the way they need to. Okay. So look at what those things are, go through like what has to get done. We have to have, food to eat. We have to have groceries in the house. We have to have clean clothes to wear. Like, I have to have the dishes clean. We have to have things going. Look at those and then automate those things with my rhythms method. I have removed Unburdened. If you want it, please just reach out to me. Send me a DM on Instagram. I will make sure you get your hands on that. It's important. It's such a good course. It will automate your personal life like crazy. I'm going to make a note about that. Christy Lee, hi. How are you, love? So good to see you. Okay. Let's keep going here. So, automate the things that have to get done for everything to function properly with the rhythms method. You are basically automating yourself. It basically, the rhythms method removes the brain work from you having to be like, oh shoot, I don't think the kids are going to have clean underwear for tomorrow. I better get a load in. Like, you're removing the mental load from like having to remember everything and do everything and think through everything. And it's just automatic. It's just habitual. And you have rhythms in place so that everything that has to get done for things to flow is getting done. And I don't have to think about it. Your brain space is freed up and can be put more on your business or whatever you want it on. Okay. Also, girl, like, automation can be as simple as getting a robot vacuum and setting it on a schedule. Like, it's the little things. Invest in automation for yourself. Delegation is next. What in your life are you doing that you just don't need to be doing? Everyone has different budgets and there's different levels of this. I actually have a digital product I will link in show notes for you that helps you delegate and automate at different budget levels. But, there's obvious things like a housekeeper, a laundry service, a meal prep service, grocery shopping online instead of going in person, having a personal assistant do little things for you, help you with the laundry, prep some food, grocery shop, run errands. These things are not as expensive as you think they are. There's also this thing, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's called like a Y or something. It's like a Hawaiian word, I think. It is a AI personal assistant. I use this like it sends me my schedule every day. It schedules in workouts for me. It makes dentist appointments for me, gets Phoebe's dog grooming appointments made for me. It syncs with my calendar. It is a personal assistant. It makes meal plans for me, grocery lists for me. Like it's literally free. Like what like I will link to that for you guys. Like be smart. And finally, be an essentialist. What is essential? How is it essential that you spend your time? What is essential? Not extra, not being done out of obligation, not being done out of guilt. What is essential for you? Honor yourself. You're the CEO of your company and the CEO of your home and the CEO of your life. Protect yourself, value your time, your space, and especially your mind and your energy. They are all connected. And that is the point of this episode. All right, loves. I'm going to link to that AI personal assistant. I'm going to link to Unburdened, even though I've pulled it down, I'll open it up just for like a couple days and I'll put the link there if anyone wants to grab it. I'll mark the price down as well. I'm going to link to everything I mentioned. I'm here to support you. Go to show notes, send me a DM, let me know if this helped you. Take a screenshot, tag me, spread the word about this episode, share this with your mom friends. Like we've got to shift the way we're thinking. We've got to act different if we want different results, and more women need to hear that message. Thank you, my loves. Love you so much. Talk to you later.